So I've already applied this Legend film to other vehicles, and but I want to do a review on it for y'all, so I'm going to go ahead and finish off the pieces that I have here and put them on Eric's car. So hang out with me for a little while and check out this new Legend PPF. I think you'll be surprised. All right, so we've tested this Legend already. So this roll is a second roll that we received from them. The first roll we had, we put it through its paces, tried all kinds of different things, stretched the hell out of it, used too much alcohol on it, and tried to find ways to make it fail. Because the film stretches so well, you can leave really nice stretch marks in it, or adhesive disturbances. So that is a negative in some people's eyes, but because it stretches so well and is so malleable, that's also a plus. So it's just understanding the film. One of the things that we tested was the adhesive, and we wanted to see what would burn the adhesive. Well, using too much alcohol or too much hot or tack will burn the adhesive. So this is a bottle of tack that we have mixed up here, and we used to put about 8 to 10 ounces. Now we take it basically, I think that's 2 ounces that we put in here, 2 to 3 ounces of 91% alcohol. Then the rest is warm filtered water all the way to the top. So this bottle probably is about 90 degrees right now. It's nice and warm, and that helps any paint protection film stick really well. This is a bulk piece we're going to put on the fender here. Miranda's getting it ready to put on the passenger front fender of this Golf. I did cut out a pattern for it, but I screwed it up. So we'll pattern this side, and this is their satin paint protection film, which is really nice. It has not quite as matte looking as some of the other films on the market. So let me share some things with you about Legend PPF. Last year at SEMA 2019, I was introduced to Kurt from Legend PPF, and didn't know who he was when I first met him. I thought, he was just another shop owner. And talking to him for a few minutes, I asked him, I said, "Hey, where's your shop?" And he said, "I don't have a shop. I'm the vice president of marketing and sales for Legend PPF." And so, typical me, in my mind, I'm thinking, oh, great, another PPF company that wants me to try their film, is going to try to sell me their film. It's probably crap. Those are the things that kind of went through my mind. So we talked a little bit longer, and I told him, I said, well, you're going to have a really tough time not having cutting software, and that's the biggest issue that they're going to have, is not having cutting software and having to use third-party software. It's not that the third-party softwares are bad, they're just not as good as XPEL's DAP program or Eastman's TrueCut, which is going to be changed to Core sometime this year in 2020. So he wanted to send me some samples, and I, being a nice, courteous guy, I said, yeah, sure, send me some samples, and I gave him my information. About 2 weeks later, I received the sample in the mail, and now Kurt must have read my mind, because when I was talking to him and he asked me if he could send me samples, in my mind I'm thinking, don't send me a little scrap piece or a little sheet to test out this. I can't test film that way. I have to install the film. I have to put it on and run it through its paces and stretch it and push it in valleys and get it to stick and see what it's capable of. And he actually sent me a roll of 60-inch wide film, enough to do the full front of a car. And that's exactly what I did on a Porsche just like this one. I put it through its paces and did a bulk install on the front bumper, did bulk install on the fenders on that car, and then we did some mirrors and things like that, and really stressed the film, and really liked it. I really like the way it installs. The film got a more aggressive adhesive than Suntech, but it's not quite as aggressive as an XPEL or a 3M film. So that makes it great for bulk installers, because it's got really good stretchability. You can really stretch this film, and then it's going to want to tack when you finally get it in position and tack it. Now, obviously, if you overstretch film, you're going to get stretch lines and lift lines. But if you've been around for a while and you've got some skills, you can overcome that. Every brand, every different film, you have to kind of change up your installation technique or installation style. So he sent me that film, great film. Really enjoyed putting it on. And then he sent me some of their satin film, and he sent me the same amount of satin film, and I haven't used it, hardly any of it. I put some on Eric's car. Eric works for us here, and put some on the front fender of his car, and it actually looks really good. It's not quite as satin as Suntech, and it's not quite as satin as the XPEL film. Those are two films that I've used. It's got a little more of a reflective angle, so you can get more reflection at not so steep of an angle out of it. I personally like it. It's more of a preference, but it installed just the same as their gloss film, had the same amount of tack. There was no difference. Kurt sent me another roll of gloss. He wanted to know, if I was going to test it some more, and I said, well, I'm all out. So he sent me another roll of 60 to test out, same size. And so we wrapped the front of Eric's car, and I've left it on Eric's car. The Porsche, we took it off, but I've left it on Eric's car, and that's going to be our longevity test. We're going to see how it holds up and how it resists damage from bug stains and just the overall harsh environment that's here in South Texas. In the summertime, these panels on the cars get to 180 degrees, and in the wintertime, we drop down in the 20s in the wintertime sometimes. So, and we've seen that all in the last 6 months this year in Texas. But so Eric's car will be the long-term test on it to see how well it holds up. I don't seem to think that they're going to have any issue with durability of it. We did a stain test on it with mustard, where we put mustard on the film, let the mustard dry, and then came back, cleaned the mustard off. And when you do that, if you want to try that on your film, after the mustard's dried and you clean it off, you look at your film and it looks like somebody took a highlighter to it, a yellow highlighter. Well, leaving it out in the sun, the self-healing top coat on that makes that all disappear. And we tested it alongside of XPEL and SunTech to see if there were any differences in it, and they all performed identical. They all healed the same way. None of them, they initially had stains, but none of them were stained after a period of about an hour to hour and a half out in the sun that completely went away. And we see it here at the shop all the time. Cars come in with paint protection film and they've been through say a drive up in the hills here and gotten bugs all over. We clean them off and it looks like they're staining, and then we let the car sit out in the front in the sun and bake for a little while, and they all disappear. So big thing for them to overcome is not having any cut software. Not having cut software is going to be a big negative for most guys, but if you are bound and determined to become unchained from that plotter and not be tied in to one film company because they have their software program, then this is the perfect film to do it with. And why I think it's the perfect film for you to do that with is the price. It's a phenomenal price. So if you want prices on it, I'm not going to tell you here on this. That's between you and Kurt at Legend, but he's going to give you a freaking awesome price. And the price that I can buy this film for is the same price that you can buy it for. I don't get any special treatment. They did send me two partial rolls to test out, and I didn't sell those jobs. I stripped one car completely clean and then redid it with SunTech. So I had a SunTech warranty to hand the customer, but I did put it on Eric's car for free. And Eric works for us and we can test it, and we'll maybe put some Ceramic Pro on it to see how it reacts with the Ceramic Pro and everything, but we're going to give it a long-term test. So price, big plus, big plus. The look, it doesn't look anything, the look of it isn't any more phenomenal than XPEL or SunTech, or might not quite be quite as glossy as Steck, and definitely not as glossy as the new Ceramic Pro film. The Ceramic Pro film is just off the charts glossy, but that's almost double the price of what this film is here. So will your customers notice? Maybe, maybe not, but if you're looking for a good, I don't want to say cheap because it's not cheap, it's a quality film, but if you're looking for a film that's priced right for what I think our market needs, then Legend is your company. Legend's the company that you want to try. So is Legend Film going to be around? I don't know. I can't tell the future. It's all up to them. Right now they're doing everything they can to give you a top-notch product and get you an awesome price on it. Well, this is Ron, and this is Legend Film. I hope you got some value out of this. If you did, hit the subscribe button, like the video. If you have any questions, leave them in the comments below. Reach out to Kurt at Legend PPF and get an awesome price on this film. Give it a shot. I think you really like it. I'll see you on the next one.